one spark of the Holy Spirit, this fire, just started to work and to spread all over the world. And throughout time, no matter what happened, even though there have been times of great darkness, but the light of the Holy Spirit always proved to be stronger than the darkness. This brings me to Obi Wan Kenobi. You may not have seen the new episodes yet, or maybe you've already watched the first 3 episodes that are now on Disney+. But I'm not going to give you any spoilers. I just want to mention one thing that Obi Wan Kenobi says when it comes to the Force, which I think is really helpful in understanding the Holy Spirit. After all, George Lucas, when he created Star Wars, was heavily inspired by Buddhism, but also by Christianity, and especially the Force, the way in which the Force is developed in the stories, is very similar, not entirely identical, but it is similar in many ways to the ways that we can understand the Holy Spirit. The only difference is that the Holy Spirit is always in the Christian tradition described as a person. So it's more than just a force or an energy field. It is a personal love that is given to us. But in many other ways, there are similarities. So at one point, there is this young child who asks Obi Wan Kenobi, what does it feel like to feel the Force? How does it feel? And Obi-Wan thinks, and of course this takes place years before he explains the Force to Luke Skywalker in A New Hope. And he ponders a bit and he tells the child, do you know how it feels when it's dark and you are afraid? Yeah, I know how that feels. So what do you do when you're afraid in the dark? You turn on the light. How does that feel? That is how the Force feels. And I thought it was such a beautiful description of the concept of the Force in the world of Star Wars, but also such a beautiful metaphor of what the Holy Spirit does. In this reading of the Acts of the Apostles, we hear about the wind and then fire, and so you think that the Holy Spirit is something spectacular, something that has a great impact. But there is also this very humble, modest nature of the Holy Spirit. It's when you are afraid and you turn on the light, it fills you with peace. You're no longer afraid. It shines on everything around you. The Holy Spirit himself may be invisible, but you see the effect that it has on the world around you. Just like the light itself is invisible, but you see the light through the reflections that it is causing on every object that it touches. This is how you can discover the Holy Spirit. It chases away the darkness in the world. It helps chase away the fear that you have. And it opens your eyes to see the next step. And in that respect, the Holy Spirit is just as impressive as that moment where I opened my eyes and I see the Grand Canyon right there in front of me. The future that the Holy Spirit started on Pentecost is very much that. The future is wide open. You can see all the way to the horizon. The light of the Holy Spirit guides you and lightens your path and helps you to clearly see where you have to go. The light not only shines for you on your path, but it also shines on the world around you. The Holy Spirit is not only working in the hearts of the apostles, giving them inspiration for what they have to say, but the Holy Spirit just as well works in all the people that are listening. The Holy Spirit helps you to understand His message of love and to recognize it in others. This is